Okay, guys, this is how to do affiliate outreach on TikTok Shop in 2026, right? So, affiliate outreach is very important. On TikTok Shop, to recruit creators, you need to outreach to them in mass amounts, right? You can't just send manual DMs. And to use that, we're going to be using Kruva, right? It's an outreach affiliate tool. Possibly, I'll leave the link in the description, possibly not, depending on if I remember or not. But you can use Kruva, you can use other outreach tools. I love Kruva, and I know the founder Sebastian personally, so I highly recommend them. Right now, before we hop into it, we're gonna jump into the stages first, right? I covered all these things with paperwork, so you guys can pay attention. This is very important because this is a whole cycle that we need to go through, right? First, you need to understand identify which stage your shop is at, right? So there's three stages you can be at depending on the revenue that you've done in the last 30 days, right? If you're a new shop and you have only one sale, one tiny sale, you're going to be at 2K weekly outreach, right? This means you can only outreach to 2,000 unconnected creators a week, right? If you already have chat history with them or whatever, that counts as a connection. That's not going to count towards this limit, right? 2,000 means unconnected. You've never messaged them before. You've never sent them a Target collab invite, nothing, right? So that's going to be 2K weekly. Now, if you've done a certain amount of revenue in the last 30 days, another stage you can be at is 7,000 weekly outreach limits, right? And then the final stage, the final boss of stages is unlimited. We love to work with brands at unlimited because we scale them super, super fast, right? So this is S3, which is unlimited. And of course, all of this you can use Kruva to do, right? Now comes the next thing. So we're gonna go one by one, and you guys can skip to the chapter if you need to, but here is what we need to do for each stage, right? If you're at stage one, here is a strategy. You guys need to aim broad, right? Target within categories. So let's say you're selling a hydration stick pack or some electrolyte packs, right? That's most likely going to be in either food and beverages or health, and one of the two, right? So within that, you don't want to start aiming for fashion creators, right? You want to aim within your niche and try to be as predictable as possible. Now, TikTok Shop is erratic and you can't predict which type of affiliates will sell your product. However, in this stage, you don't want to waste this limit because you have such a teeny tiny limit. And with a certain sample exception ratio, you only get a certain amount of samples. And then from there, you got to approve those samples. So there's even another filter. So you want to make sure you go as broad as possible, right? Another thing that I didn't throw in here is a 60% plus post rate. You want to target and filter. One of the major outreach filters you want to do in this bot is going to be a 60% plus post rate, right? This is going to allow you to not burn through cash. This is very important, right? Right. Another thing I didn't throw in here as well is a type of outreach that you're going to do. It's going to be TC plus DM, right? When you connect with them once, TC, that counts as one connection, right? So if you do a DM on top, that won't count towards this limit. So let's say you do a Target collab, which is basically an invitation to their inbox. That's going to count as one out of 2,000, right? Then you send a DM on top of that. That's just going to count towards a DM. That's not going to count towards this, right? So it just counts as one connection. Um, Maximize the follow-ups, guys, because you already unlocked one through the Target collab. You send a DM to get to their inbox, right? Target collab and DM are two separate inboxes. You want to be in front of them in as many ways as possible, as many times as possible, right? So follow-ups will allow you to do that. 3, 4 follow-ups, as many as it allows you to send. You can only send 5 messages to an unconnected creator before it counts as spam if they don't reply, right? So maximize these follow-ups, use all 5 units, and try to get to the top of their inbox and spread this throughout a week, right? Let's say follow up every 2 days, 4 days, and leave with value. That's stage one. If you are at stage two, guys, if you have 7,000 weekly outreach limits, you want to mix broad target outreach bots, so category outreach bots, plus AI search, right? Now, this is going to be another video topic, but AI search basically allows you to type in a very specific creator avatar into Kruva's tool, and you can search, for example, stay-at-home moms that work out in their gym, right? You can be so specific, especially with the GMV filter and everything on top, right? These guys have perfected their outreach tool, and it's very important for you to know that because you can use that when you get to 7,000 weekly outreach limits. What you can do at this stage is you can do a 4-3 split, right? So 4,000 weekly outreach limit can go towards a broad bot, right? And then 3,000 can go towards an AI search bot, right? That way it gives you enough bandwidth and it allows you to double the volume that you were getting from season one. Sorry, I said season one, stage one. And it also allows you to play with new audiences, right? At this stage, you're probably at month 2 or month 3 by the time you unlock this, or if you already have it in month 1, kudos to you. But by the time you're at this, you probably have enough data from other creators that you targeted in the broad bot to know who to retarget in the AI creator search, right? Act as if it's a retargeting slash lookalike bot, right? If you guys come from the meta ad space. Um, when you use the 3,000 weekly outreach limit towards AI creator search, make sure to play with different audiences too. Don't be so stuck up on one. Do data-based iterations, right? So data-based targeting. Don't just shoot up in the air, right? That's what 4K is for. That's to go broad, and then 3K is to catch the fish within that net. Start testing with other categories, guys. If you are a health product, let's say again back to the electrolyte packs, right? If you're electrolyte powders, little sachets, target food and beverages, right, in stage one. And then you get to stage two, you can do health. Maybe you can do sports and outdoors. Maybe you can play around with um, tools, right? Like different categories you can aim into. And the whole point here is don't try to predict where the fire is going to burn, just let it burn. And then you can tame it after and directionalize it towards the right area. Don't try to control TikTok Shop. If one of your biggest takeaways from this video is don't try to control the system, play into what's working. Don't reinvent the wheel, right? A lot of times we've had brands that are in the health category, but they're getting sales from the beauty category, right? And our top creators from the beauty category. So a lot of these creators, they have health as your secondary category, right? As a creator, you can have three kind of categories that TikTok Shop identifies you as, right? Your first category, your second, and your third. Maybe they have beauty and fashion, sports and outdoors, and then health at the bottom category, right? So don't judge creators by their top category. Give yourself enough shots at goal because sometimes you don't know what's going to pop, right? So that's what season two again, stage two is for, right? Season three, season three strategy, right? I mean stage three, guys. Yeah, but so stage three, right? This is when you have unlimited outreach. This is unlimited outreach. What you're going to do here is you're going to utilize the maximum limits. Please, guys, do not undershoot yourself in this. If you have this, you are a very good performing shop, and you're in a very high leverage scenario, right? So Kruva, or sorry, TikTok Shop will allow you to send approximately 10,000 messages a day. This is always changing up and down. Maybe change at the time you watch this, but 10,000 messages a day will allow you, as in like it doesn't flag you as spam in the system, right? So you want to maximize this, right? In this stage, you want to target all categories: health, food and bev, tools and hardware, fashion, beauty, skincare, whatever you can think of that's under the moon, all the categories, create outreach bots for all of them. Because when you go broad on these, and remember, guys, keep the filter to only 60% plus post rate. Don't be too picky with the GMV or whatever. That's not necessary, right? If your product is good and your marketing is good, you're automatically going to get inbound sample requests and from your outreach bots as well of L3, L4 plus creators. And we're going to get into that here later in the video, right? So don't be too picky here either, but target all categories, right? Use up your limit. Competitor steal bots. This is when that's going to kick in, right? In stage three, you're going to start stealing competitors. If you're Apple, right? Let's say Apple's on TikTok Shop. Apple, come work with us. If you're Apple on TikTok Shop, if Samsung is already on TikTok Shop, you're gonna steal their creators, right? You're gonna go into Kruva. This is gonna be another video. You guys can go book a call with the Kruva team and figure this out. But you can go and steal their competitors. And we do this really nice at Social Tick at our agency. Is we find competitors directly within the niche and then indirect competitors as well, and we start stealing their creators from all GMV tiers, all avenues, all post rates, and then we just make them ours, right? We do this really well, especially with incubation. AI searches, right? You want to create AI search bots left and right from stage two. If you guys remember, this is what you want to do at scale now because you have 10K plus messages a day. There's no way you're using all of them up. So try to maximize as much as you can with AI searches and competitor searches. Lookalikes is another one. Guys, this is getting very complex here, but you get the idea, right? Use as many avenues for outreach as possible, maximize its limit. Because the more samples you have, the more samples you can accept. The more samples you can accept, the more videos you can get. And the more videos you can get, the higher GMV you can get, right? It all connects. Now, this being said, do not spam samples because you want video output. Remember that incubation is very important, guys. Don't just accept creators for the sake of increasing your video count. Accept them for the sake of finding better creators that can incubate into the community and get on one-on-one calls with, creator community. All that is another video, and I'll get into that later. Split test scripts, split test commissions, split test your type of invites. For example, does your target collab get better samples? Does your DM only get better samples? Or does your TC plus DM get better samples? Play with everything under the moon. You guys have so much bandwidth here to play with. Make sure you maximize it. I've seen brands time and time again not maximizing the stage because they are too focused on the fact that, oh my god, we're making GMV on this side, right? But then when GMV stalls, then they get back to this. Just because you get a little bit of success on TikTok Shop, guys, doesn't mean you should stop the thing that got you there in the first place. Make this system continuously running and automated, right? You should assign someone to this. We do this automatically at Social Tick. This is what we do day in, day out. Cool. Next up, types of creators, right? Um, there's going to be different layers here, right? And I'm not going to, this video is not dedicated to helping you guys figure out which type of creators to target. This is going to be another video, but there's different types of creators, right? There's L0, right? These are different leagues of creators. L0 creators, L1, L2, L3, L4, and L5, right? This is what TikTok Shop identifies them as. Each layer of these has a different GMV that creators have made in the last 30 days, right? Whether it be 0 to 100, 100 to 5,000, 5,000 to 25,000, 25 to 50, 50 to 100, 100K plus, whatever, right? You get the idea here. All of these have different targets. When you're targeting creators in these broad bots, do not add GMV, right? Now, let's say, and this is kind of advanced strategy, but when you get to S3 or even S2, later in S2, what you can do is, because you have such broad targets for unconnected creators, outreach limits, you guys can set up separate bots with boosted commission or specific flat rate fees or whatever to get and attract these L3, L4, L5 creators. The more up you go up this totem pole, right, to L3, L4, L5, the less the higher likelihood it is of them getting you sales, right? Like you don't need to incubate them as much as L1, L2, L3, because their content and their audience is so nurtured and so engaged to them and bought into them that they can post something, and because they've done so much GMV in the last 30 days and TikTok Shop loves them, they're just automatically going to start racking in sales, guys. This is your leverage point, right? But to get up to here, you have to work up the totem pole. This is also why I said later, I think in this section right here, to auto accept, right? So let's just hop right into it. Sample exception, right? You have all these sample requests coming in from S1, S2, S3. What happens now, Simon? Which type of samples do I actually accept? And the answer is there's a criteria, right? Number one mistake that I always see brands make is they just have a set limit, right? A set metric. Oh, they're doing 100 GMV plus, let's accept them. This is how you burn cash. Brands come to us all the time and they're burned by other agencies and vendors because this is what they've been doing wrong. When you accept the sample, guys, please click into their profile, go to their TikTok page, and see if they're showing their face. Are they in view jail or not? Are they engaged with their audience? All of these things, are they aligned with their niche? All of these things are manually vetted, right? You have to manually vet the creators. Oh, I know, so much work. That's TikTok Shop. Welcome to the platform. This is how it works. Stop being lazy and manually vet your creators. Okay. Um, Only accept creators with a 60% plus post rate. Now, I'm even being lenient on this side because this is 60% chance that the creators will actually post. You do not want to send samples to creators just for the sake of sending samples and meeting metrics, vendors, I'm talking to you, just so that you can meet certain vanity metrics, but then at the end of the month, you have nothing to show for it, right? Make sure you actually um, accept samples with creators that have a likelihood to post it, right? You don't want to burn through cash. Um, with this being said, auto accept L3 plus creators, right? Back to the list right here. Anyone who's L3 plus, right, in revenue, um, make sure to auto accept them because they're going to be leverage points, right? Even TikTok Shop loves in their missions and their growth missions on the back end, they have a checkbox for to accept how many creators have you accepted that are L3 plus, right? Like they have these bots or these AI agents that scan your shop and see if you've accepted any samples. And it actually gives you boosted traction when you start sourcing samples to these creators, right? So please make sure to auto accept these creators. Don't be too picky with them. They know what they're doing. That's why they have the GMV, right? Keep an open mind, guys. I said this in the first half of the video, and I'll say this again. You don't know what's going to sell until you know what's going to sell, right? To know and to not to do is to not to know. You think that you know which creator is going to sell your product, but they don't sell your product, and then you don't know, right? So please make sure to keep an open mind when accepting these samples. If you sell the hydration packs, right? If you're selling hydration packs and you have a creator that requests from clothing and accessories, right? Just because they haven't posted that many food and beverages or health videos, right, doesn't mean they can't sell your product. Maybe their audience likes it, right? Maybe it's the first product actually that they're seeing on their page from that, and maybe they'll like it even more because they're not promoting other products in a similar niche, right? So you don't know what you don't know. Please keep an open mind, and again, aim for volume without burning cash, right? This is the takeaway from this entire video: is aim for volume without burning cash. Minimize your risk and maximize your leverage with as much as you can get out of this, guys. We're all on the journey together. Make sure to not burn the money, regardless if it's your money or the brand's money, right? That's pretty much it for this video, guys. The next video, we're going to cover creator recruitment. So this is kind of at scale. We're going to jump in on a more minute level of what happens when you accept a sample, right? Outreach, CRM automations. From there, what type of creator brief should you include in that? Different types of things, and we'll hop into that in the next video. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, and if you guys want our team to handle this entire system for you end to end, we can do that, right? Book a call in the description down below. We're going to have a Calendly link and our website link, and stay tuned. See you guys soon. Peace.